Mr. Sextro. Here. Ms. McDaniel. Here. Mr. Putoff.
Here.
Ms. Smiley Robertson. Here. Mr. Patterson.
Here.
Mr. Burke.
We're gonna go in reverse tonight. We're gonna do the ordinances first, and then the people that need to go to the swim meet can leave. First order, the minutes have been previously distributed. Is there any additions, corrections? Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Mr. Patterson.
Yes.
Mr. Burke.
Yes.
Ms. Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
Mr. Sextro. Ms. McDaniel. Mr. Putoff.
First ordinance is 24-29, and I need permission to read by title only.
Second.
Mr. Burke. Mr. Sextro. Mr. Putoff. Ms. McDaniel. Ms. Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
Mr. Patterson.
Yes.
An ordinance approving the Hamilton County Tax Increment Review Committee track recommendation to continue the community reinvestment area agreement with no modifications between the Village of Evendale and Break Fire Inc., DBA, Silco Fire and Security, and declaring it as an emergency. I need a motion to suspend the second and third reading of the ordinance.
Second.
Mr. Burke. Mr. Putoff.
Yes.
Mr. Sextro. Ms. McDaniel. Ms. Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
Mr. Patterson.
Yes.
Now I need a motion to adopt the emergency clause of the ordinance.
So moved.
Mr. Patterson.
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel. Mr. Sextro. Mr. Putoff.
Yes.
Mr. Burke. Ms. Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
Now I need a motion to adopt the ordinance as an emergency.
So moved. Second.
Mr. Putoff.
Yes.
Mr.
Yes.
Patterson.
Yes.
Mr. Sextro. Ms. McDaniel. Mr. Burke. Ms. Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
I now declare ordinance 24-29 adopted as an emergency. Next, we have ordinance 24-30. I need permission to read it by title only.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Patterson.
Yes.
Ms. Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
Mr. Burke. Mr. Sextro. Mr. Putoff.
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel.
An ordinance approving a transfer from the contingency fund to the administrative department and declaring it as an emergency. This is some additional monies that are needed in the cultural arts center. An ordinance approving, I need a motion to suspend the second and third reading of the ordinance.
So moved. Second.
Mr. Burke. Mr. Putoff.
Yes.
Mr. Sextro. Ms. McDaniel. Ms. Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
Mr. Patterson.
Yes.
Now I need a motion to adopt the emergency clause of the ordinance.
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
Mr. Patterson.
Yes.
Mr. Burke. Mr. Sextro. Mr. Putoff.
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel.
Now I need a motion to adopt the ordinance as an emergency.
Second.
Mr. Burke. Mr. Patterson.
Yes.
Ms. Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
Mr. Sextro. Mr. Putoff.
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel.
I now declare ordinance 24-30 adopted as an emergency. Next, we have ordinance 24-31. I need permission to read it by title only.
So moved.
Mr. Burke. Mr. Putoff.
Yes.
Mr. Sextro. Ms. McDaniel. Ms. Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
Mr. Patterson.
Yes.
An ordinance providing for the billing of emergency medical services and authorizing the mayor to enter into a client service agreement with Medi-Account Management, Inc., and declaring it as an emergency. I want to emphasize that this only applies to non-residents and residents if they have insurance. Am I correct? Correct. The situation. It's not affecting any other members of the village.
And also, should increase
It's going to increase the amount. They haven't got the agreement yet. Keep going beforehand.
That agreement we do have. It's a $100 increase for each of the levels, plus a $2 increase in mileage. The contract with Medi-Account for the management of EMS is not signed yet. Correct.
Chief, my understanding, though, is that this is the first time we've renegotiated this in 8 years, and this only brings us current with everybody else in the region. Is that
Correct.
accurate?
Correct. It brings us to their level that they've been for at least 2 or 3 years more than we have been.
Terrific.
I need a motion to suspend the second and third reading of the ordinance.
Second.
Mr. Burke? Mr. Patterson?
Yes.
Ms. Smiley Robertson?
yes,
Mr. Sextro? Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel?
And I need a motion to adopt the emergency clause of the ordinance.
So moved.
second,
Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Ms. Smiley Robertson?
yes,
Mr. Sextro? Ms. McDaniel? Mr. Burke? Mr. Patterson?
Yes.
Now I need a motion to adopt the ordinance as an emergency.
Second.
Mr. Burke? Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Mr. Sextro? Ms. McDaniel? Ms. Smiley Robertson?
yes,
Mr. Patterson?
Yes.
I now declare ordinance 24-31 adopted as an emergency. Next, we have ordinance 24-32. I need permission to read by title only.
So moved.
Mr. Patterson?
Yes.
Mr. Sextro? Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel? Mr. Burke? Ms. Smiley Robertson?
yes,
An ordinance authorizing the payment of amounts due upon certain contracts requiring certification and availability of funds and declaring it as an emergency. I presented now ordinance. Need a motion to suspend the second and third reading of the ordinance.
Second.
Mr. Burke? Ms. McDaniel? Mr. Sextro? Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Ms. Smiley Robertson?
yes,
And Mr. Patterson?
Yes.
Now I need a motion to adopt the emergency clause of the ordinance.
second,
Mr. Burke? Ms. Smiley Robertson?
yes,
Mr. Patterson?
Yes.
Mr. Sextro? Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel?
I need a motion to adopt the ordinance as an emergency.
So moved. Second.
Mr. Patterson?
Yes.
Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Mr. Sextro? Ms. McDaniel? Mr. Burke? Ms. Smiley Robertson?
yes,
I now declare ordinance 24-32 adopted as an emergency. Next is ordinance 24-33. I'd like permission to read by title only.
so moved,
Ms. Smiley Robertson?
yes,
I'm sorry, who said that open? Mr. Patterson?
Yes.
Mr. Burke? Mr. Sextro? Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel?
An ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into contract with the lowest and best bidder for the 2024 street improvement project and declaring it as an emergency. The bids came in today or yesterday. They were right at our $500,000, which is what we were going to spend on it. So we're right in line with our direction.
They were all within 10%.
Yes, yes. So right now I need a motion to suspend the second and third reading of the ordinance.
second,
Mr. Burke? Ms. Smiley Robertson?
yes,
Mr. Patterson?
Yes.
Mr. Sextro? Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel?
Now I need a motion to adopt the emergency clause of the ordinance.
So moved.
Mr. Patterson?
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel? Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Mr. Sextro? Mr. Burke? Ms. Smiley Robertson?
yes,
Now I need the motion to adopt the ordinance as an emergency.
second,
Mr. Burke? Ms. Smiley Robertson?
yes,
Mr. Patterson?
Yes.
Mr. Sextro? Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel?
I declare ordinance 24-33 adopted as an emergency. Next is ordinance 24-34. I need permission to read it by title only.
Second.
Mr. Burke? Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Mr. Sextro? Ms. McDaniel? Ms. Smiley Robertson?
yes,
Mr. Patterson?
Yes.
An ordinance to approve a subdivision and consolidation of parcels to create a roadway dedication plat in village crossings and declare it as an emergency. Mr. Elmer, do you want to, or somebody want to explain a little bit about this ordinance? It's a little bit different.
Yes. All right, so the village crossings in an effort to spur development of the open parcels directly opposite of PG Graves and to hopefully clean up the intersection of PG Graves where it kind of turns into demolition derby people kind of going every which direction. The village has talked to both Tri-Health and Equity and their partners about creating a right-of-way plat that would basically come from the intersection east to almost the western edge of what the existing shopping center is. The mechanics of this, in order to do so, we have overhead wires, so the road has a serpentine. And Mr. Elmer did a great job of kind of working with both parties to come up with a equivalent amount they would donate in order to create the road right away, in order to hopefully have a much developable area they can develop on those parcels once it's done. The mechanics of this are a little different in that both parcels had to be split into 3 parts. And then there was a small sliver that would have been kind of the no man's land after the right-of-way is created. The Ohio Revised Code allows for like exchanges. They're called 7-Eleven exchanges. So that's agreement as part of this. Then the right-of-way was created. That's a plat that will have to be recorded downtown. And then the parcels were basically then reconsolidated. So ultimately what it'll end up, we'll still have the 2 parcels, one for Tri-Health and one for Equity and their partners. And then we'll leave the village a right-of-way coming off of opposite of PG Graves going west. In a convoluted manner, it's a lot of mechanics to get there, but in the end, it's really all we're trying to do is create the right-of-way in order to build a roadway to help spur development.
Yeah, did Walgreens have any problems with change? Because
It doesn't change anything until we actually build the roadway.
Right.
They have the cross easements still are part of their agreement with Equity.
Yeah, but once you build the roadway, then they'll have to.
We'll have to deal with that part, yes.
Interestingly enough, it brought up the question of who was P.G. Graves.
Yes, sir. So the PG Graves was the local developer in Cincinnati who bought the original race bowl that used to be located there. And when he developed it, he named the road after himself.
Remember, it was, tire came off of a car in a race, killed 2 people in the stand.
Also, A.J. Foyt actually raced in that race bowl. A.J. Foyt,
Really?
yes.
Okay. All right, now I need a motion to suspend the second and third reading of the ordinance.
So moved.
Ms. Smiley Robertson?
Yes.
Mr. Sextro? Yes. Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel? Mr. Burke?
Yes.
Mr. Patterson?
Yes.
Now I need a motion to adopt the emergency clause of the ordinance.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Patterson?
Yes.
Mr. Sextro?
Yes.
Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel? Mr. Burke?
Yes.
Ms. Smiley Robertson?
Yes.
Now I need a motion to adopt the ordinance as an emergency.
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Smiley Robertson?
Yes.
Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Mr. Sextro?
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel? Mr. Burke?
Yes.
Mr. Patterson?
Yes.
Now declare the ordinance 24-34 adopted as an emergency. That completes our ordinances for tonight, and we can go back to the beginning and go to the committee reports. And
Mayor, finance update, June of 2023, compared to 2024. So year-to-date tax receipts are 11,300,003, and which is 1.9 million higher than this time last year. Great timing for the service building as well. Construction starting in July, and elevator project scheduled for Cultural Arts Center. The village of Evendale if you want carrots, they have loads of carrots, and I understand they are extremely good. Thanks a lot to the volunteer efforts and great staff. Also, instead of going to the forest, if you want to get fresh cut flowers, please, you know, pay I think $65 and you can go cut. How many times, Beth? Is it?
It's 10, but I think those are already all sold out
There,
this year.
okay. So next year you have to.
But you can still go and just buy. They have flowers there that you can just buy,
Okay.
that came from their garden.
And, special meeting, being held by Jeffrey Allen for Netscape Construction, which should, be starting soon. And then, new animal alarm planning is also continuing to go on. Recreation, new registration software update is on target to be launched late summer, early fall. Sales are good at the concession stand, so is the food. Please stop by if you're at the pool. Sand volleyball courts have did an amazing job with that, and we still are yet to install the new poles, but, and that will balance out, make sure the spacing is the same all the way around, but it's a really nice, facility, and from what I've heard from all the kids playing it, it's been wonderful, it's very appreciated. Pickleball courts are also been very successful, and the changes and adaptations for the 4th of July worked out tremendously. Thank you for your staff for making those adjustments, worked out using both gyms in case of inclement weather. Luckily, everything held off.
Even the rain held.
Yeah, that's okay. Better be prepared than not. Service engineering, catch basins are replaced. Sand volleyball courts are completed, as I just said. Rexford mailboxes have been replaced, and, they have been repeated.
Yes, they're in use.
They're in use, good. Memorial Tower chime, system is broken and proposed to remake that internal clock system, so that will be going on and get it up and running. We hope to get it up by the 4th of July. Didn't make it because it was a little more all than we thought. Fire department garage door windows were defective, and 38 panels need to be replaced. We can actually, we have not paid a cent for that all this time, so, we are waiting until it's done right.
She just told me just before this meeting began that it's been worked out with the overhead door to settle the problem.
And the service department was up, the update on the building was also, completed, and sometime in July we'll have July or August we'll have a groundbreaking. Mr. Jeffries will notify us of the groundbreaking for that, and we just, passed the orders for the road service. That is done. Metro update, met with Metro, discussed transfer stations, and Metro looking into some route changes, and hopefully eliminate the last stop being in Evendale. And, I guess I'll let you cover the other items.
Any Bobby, questions, comments?
Doing it this way shortens my report. Because this gets covered. I'm going to start with fire. The 59th annual chili lunch served over 1,400 lunches with help from our chamber partners who helped days before and during the event to accomplish the task. Chief indicated we may need more volunteers next year to help prep at the numbers that we're drawing for this event. Captain Graham will retire on August 8th. There's an open house for him from 1 to 3 at the firehouse. Chief noted that maintenance fund is getting low and we might need more funds before the end of the year, just FYI. Since we last met, there have been 2 big fires. There was the trash fire at the Republic Transfer Station. There were more than 55 personnel on scene from 6 additional departments, and that was one of those really hot days, and Metro provided a bus that served as the cooling station for scene personnel, so we thank them for that. And then, not 6 days later, Nara Industry Fire had a trash fire in the heating pot of tar. The overpressurized system released vapors that ignited and then activated the sprinkler system. 5 additional departments assisted with that effort as well. So the fire marshal has sent a citation order to GS Express at 10800 Reading Road for multiple fire code violations. The state fire marshal has also been involved now that that citation has been issued. And one more thing, the fire marshal, who has been busy, sent a letter to residents on Indian Wood requesting to trim shrubbery and overhanging trees for better access for the fire department during an emergency. Moving on to the police department, in reference to the shooting that occurred on Christmas Day, the 2 subjects pled guilty in court. The shooter was sentenced to 4 years in prison. The driver was sentenced to 2 years in prison. And while the hope and expectation may have been that there would be longer sentences than that, some of the victims weren't willing to testify against the suspects since they were friends of each other. The chief would like to thank, though, everyone who sent him victim impact statements. They were really helpful in making sure the suspects received jail time. And there's been an increased number of road rage incidents in Evendale over the last 18 months where guns were involved. In 2 of these incidents, shots were fired. Everyone should remember that road rage incidents can turn violent without much warning, and whenever possible, you should just drive away from any confrontation and either call 911 or report it to the police. Okay, moving on to the building planning zoning code enforcement report. The village will hold its regularly scheduled planning commission meeting on next Tuesday. There will be 2 cases. The planning commission will review, consider, and make recommendation for an addendum to the Arrow Hub South preliminary and final development plans, as well as a zoning text amendment to the Village of Evendale Innovation District PUD. That was intended to be a tongue twister, but I got through it, so, okay. There'll also be a public hearing to that effect then. The building department has been working with Indio Design on permitting for the renovations to their recently purchased building, which was part of the old Kinetic Vision Complex. So they've begun their interior renovation of the space and are expected to move in later this summer. And then permitting activity was strong in June. The building department received 17 new permit applications. They coincidentally issued 17 permits with an estimated construction cost of $340,000. So that is the building report, or building planning and zoning report, I should say. Trying to figure out what's already been covered for cultural arts. Let me skip to upcoming events. The July art venture is to see Tecumseh in Chillicothe. There are still spaces available, and we'll be chartering a small coach for this trip. Okay. Also, the Photography Club of Greater Cincinnati has an exhibit at the Cultural Arts Center Hall Gallery, and wine tasting is sold out. We're all disappointed there. And last but not least, the big art party is Friday, August 2nd. Okay. And everything else I would have reported on has been previously discussed in this meeting.
Comments, questions, comments? Bill, a couple things that I have. On July 10th, in the afternoon, the head of the Department of Development of the state of Ohio will be here at Kinetic Vision, and she is not familiar with Arrow Hub at all, and
That's what he just read.
That's what he just said.
Well, we, should tell you, we delivered the first round of checks of $400,000 to enable injections, and Cindy and I went up to make a presentation. We were treated to a very fine presentation by Mike Rubin. Pretty good guy, great presentation, and shows exactly what the place is. If you would be in, never have to use it, but if you do, something that, kind of, anything else? Yes, sir.
I would like to thank all of our employees and all of our volunteers for all their work that they did on the 4th of July. I mean, it was another great event and something that we all look forward to every year, and it's nice to, it runs so seamlessly with all the employees and the volunteers that regularly come out and help with that. So just want to thank everybody. Yes.
But I had two people that I knew that came for the first time to Evendale. They've typically gone to Blue Ash. They said by far it was better and so much more relaxed. Let's not repeat that whole lot.
Keep it going, and it gets a lot of work, and I know the fighting and bikers were all over the place out there. See the restaurants, they're showing what they can do for village. I think they had fun too. Anything else? May I have a motion to adjourn? So moved.
Second.
Mr. Burke? Yes. Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel? Yes. Mr. Sextro? Yes. Ms. Smiley Robertson?
Yes.
Mr. Patterson?
Yes.
Adjourn.